Hey people, Nick Challenge Man here, coming back to you again with another video. You read the title. Um, so yeah, my dietary advice. I have, it's probably very obvious. You've probably seen some older videos where I'm a bit on the chunkier side. Yeah. Um, been losing weight consistently, pretty much for months now. Maybe no, about a month and a half. And this is kind of what I've been following. So I'm going to underline this stuff right now. In short, high volume foods and high protein focus. So this is mainly a dieting advice if you want to lose weight. It's not advice for gaining weight because you kind of want to do the opposite of what I'm going to preach right now. Yeah, so and we try to focus on satiety because satiety really helps with one, not cheating on the diet, and two, being satisfied whilst losing weight. And you not your life's not living hell when you do it because otherwise, why would you're not gonna go through it the second time if you fail? Um, let's see. Yes, eat clean. Very important to eat clean, even if you're bulking. Uh, just so that you live a long and healthy life. And dirty bulking is one of the worst things you can do because you're also gaining a lot of fat when you dirty bulk. Like most of the time, people overdo it because of the food tastes so nice, and they're not really getting satisfied or satiated, I should say. And it builds discipline, which is something you really want to be focusing on. If you're focusing on diet and you're focusing on the gym, discipline, building a discipline up, the habit of discipline will get you much further than taking the easy ways around things. So high volume foods. We're talking about veggies. We're talking about fruit. So if you're gonna make something for yourself like an omelet, add like a portion of vegetables to it. That's like a no-brainer, basically. Easy thing to do. Takes a couple of more minutes to cook them up if you have a stir fry. Mix. You just put them on, add some butter, and then yeah, just stir them around. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, done. Easy eating. Um, Also, I didn't write this down in my notebook, but condiments. You don't want to use high calorie condiments because they can add up really easy. I One of the few condiments I would recommend is mustard, sriracha. Um, Ketchup is a bit iffy, but if you're not trying to be super hardcore, ketchup. No mayo. Don't get mayo. Mayo's too high on the calories. Uh, there's probably a few other ones I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of hot sauces I got downstairs. There's mango chutney, which isn't too bad if you don't have too much of it. But yeah, these are like the few ones I can recommend to you because there's so little calories in them, and you don't need a lot to spice things up and make the dish real good. Also, obviously, salt and pepper stuff. Add any other spices, I usually just stick to the good old salt and pepper. I'm not a very big spice guy. Aside from that, although I do like paprika and I do like chili chili powder. Those are banging, but I haven't bought any recently. And then the second portion of the diet is protein. So I'm talking about chicken here, chicken, beef, as long as you don't have too high fat beef, fish like tuna or salmon. Although I don't like salmon. If you like salmon, add it in, healthy and stuff. Uh, haddock. Um, can't think of any more fish. What else is there? Oh yeah, add plenty of eggs. Eggs is one of the best high protein foods you can really add in. And also there's not like natural stuff, but it's not like it's the worst for you, like protein powders or protein bars or protein cookies. They're not like the worst thing ever. No, don't get me wrong, they're not like the cleanest, most natural thing ever either, but they're like somewhere in the top tier of foods you can really eat, the top tier foods of the supermarket. Uh, Another good thing little tip I could give you is look at all the stuff you've already bought. Like, say you drink the whole milk, right? Now you can really downgrade that to semi-skimmed or skimmed, and that'll save you a ton of calories, and it'll make it like a high volume in the sense of low calorie per however much per pint. It's gonna be much lower on the calories, and it's gonna be easy changes, really easy changes. Save you little things there. It's little hacks like that that make up the difference if you do enough of them. Like if you had 5 different things you changed in your diet, you could probably just coast on that for a while, for a month or two, so you had to change something else up. And from what I've done, I do need to I do need to suggest and recommend that you pair this up with a exercise regimen. Um, Something that's really easy to do and I would recommend a lot is to have a walking session. Not only does it help with mental health and just general well-being because of all that lovely vitamin D you get, the sunlight, the nature around, that fresh air. Just I recommend it for that reason too, but also because it's one of the easiest exercises you can do and one of the best in terms of cardio because you can do so much of it. You won't get as tired as you would for jogging and stuff. Jogging's a lot more tough on the body. It's a lot more tough if you're trying to gain muscle or gain strength. If you jog a lot, you're gonna it's compromising on like building up muscle and stuff like that because you're you can't recover from both. Like if you say if you do a, a long ass jog and next day you do legs or something like that. Legs would be the most taxed, obviously. But yeah, legs, you're gonna plateau and or even go down in strength just because your muscle can't get to full capacity re-energized in time. Now, obviously, it's on the individual, but for newbies and intermediates, which is mostly like this advice is for newbies and intermediates, I suggest just trying to stick to walking or like really low volume, yeah, low duration jogging, like 15 minutes of jogging, light jogging. Don't go crazy. Sprinting would not be the best either. Oh yes, I'm all over the place, but let's go back to protein. Protein, not only does it promote muscle growth if you have enough in your diet, you need like a pound, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So I'd roughly need about somewhere between 180 to 200, I think. I don't know my weight in pounds. I'm 83 kilograms right now. I don't editor put the amount of pounds here I am at. Um, yeah, so I need to have that much, but usually most people don't struggle to get enough protein in as long as they eat enough, which is why I suggest doing the cardio and exercise regimen so that you can eat enough protein without like compromising on muscle protein synthesis and stuff like that. Also helps with satiety. Protein is one of the best in terms of calorie to satiety ratio, like as in fat is very satiating, right? But it is 9 calories per gram, which is slightly over double of protein and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not that satiating, sadly. I wish I wish they were like I love cereal just as much as the next guy. I love just bread, but it's the filling that actually makes the difference, not the bread itself. You can also go even deeper and like if you research enough, you'll figure out that the satiety that bread, carbohydrates in general, actually bring don't last as long as like meat sources or vegetables because vegetables have fiber that slowly go through the system and still keep you full for longer. And meat has you need to it needs to be converted from protein to body fat so that stays in the system for longer, which is why it satiates for longer as well. But that's besides the point. And the fact that I brought that up is actually very relevant because protein, if you didn't know, has a conversion effect where there is a certain percentage. Editor, put that up over there. Basically, it's a certain amount of percentages. That percentage that gets lost in heat, and that heat is because of having to convert protein to body fat. So there is calorie loss. So calories in, calories out. Yes, but there is a lot of processes that we don't think about when we say that type of thing. It's still true, calories in, calories out works. Like if you have less calories in than you have calories out, then you're gonna lose weight. If you have more calories in than calories out, then you're gonna gain weight. But there is a bit more depth than just simple, oh, I eat this, therefore I lose. Or if I, you know, something people don't know about. So, hope you enjoyed that little privyness of that little pocket of interesting info. This is when I struggled a little bit, but I have done in the past a variation where I alternate between high volume foods and a high protein diet, also known as the Atkins diet. But it's better to combine them as they have synergy, and also it's less restrictive on what you get to eat in a way. Because when you just follow high volume, kind of some of the meats and high protein sources kind of go away. So you kind of stuck with like just lots of fruit, vegetables, like some carbohydrate sources that are like voluminous mainly, and just like it doesn't quite work on its own that well unless you combine it with the protein stuff. So yeah, my results so far is my heaviest was it was either 100 kg or 95 kg, and now I'm at 83, so that's 12 kg. Very slowly lost, but it was mainly because I didn't really know how to diet back down. I did know a few ways, but they didn't gel with me anymore. I used to do keto, which is kind of like high protein, but you kind cut out all the carbs, and it's very hard to stick to until you get like a few weeks in where you just are adapted. You have a habit of eating the same food like all the time. Then it's easy, but the habit is important when you do that type of thing. So if you have trouble starting, like I did, you're gonna have a hard time for keto. And then I slowly watched more and more YouTube videos on certain things, and then I learned a few different diets like Atkins and high volume like food diets. And there's this YouTuber called Greg DeShit. He has a great dieting advice. He's like all about sustainability and slow progression of weight loss because it's going to be just going to make you much happier to diet and enjoy life whilst you're dieting. You're not going crash diets. You're not gonna, and because of that crash dieting, you're not gonna like revert back and like gain all that weight back as long as you make it a good time. You're dieting. And that's where I got this idea of high volume foods and high protein, combine it, and yeah, that's I've been very consistent because of that. So I do recommend it. And you're not really compromising on the tastiness of food that much. Like in regards to like keto, like I used to do before, you're very restricted. You can't really even have condiments at some points because you're trying to get under 20 grams net carbs, which is very hard to do. You can't have bread. Just have you can only have like a few veggies or like a few fruits and that's it. And the rest is just meat or eggs or something. Very hard to do, very hard to do. Because so much restriction there, no variety. If you get bored of the same food, you're fucked, basically. Let's see. And I'll just reiterate the fact that please make this a clean thing. I don't want to see you go to fast food places and just order chicken nuggets, all right? They are high protein, but try to find healthier food sources because they not only should do McDonald's chicken nuggets, they're not like very nutritious either. So, and they're gonna cost you so much, man. You're gonna lose so much money if you take out and the diet like that. Oh, things to look out for. Try to avoid drinking in calories. And by that I mean like anything that's super high calorie, like one of those Coca-Cola original Cokes, like the actual ones, not like a imitation Little Zone Coke or something like that, which has way less sugar in it, which means it has way less calories in it. But I mean like actual Cokes from Coca-Cola. You're drinking like sandwiches worth of calories if you're not careful. Um, anything else like that? Like I think is I used to be guilty of this, but a couple of months ago, I think. Yeah, a couple of months ago, I had to. I used to have some banana milkshakes from McDonald's, and they're delish. But once again, you're basically drinking a small sandwich, but you're losing all the benefits of a small sandwich, where you get like decent carbs and some filling, which will probably satiate you, like chicken or tuna or some veggies that have fiber in them that will also keep you satiated for longer. You're losing all of that because a banana milkshake doesn't have any fiber, it doesn't have any protein in it. All it has is sugar and like chemicals and stuff, uh, which obviously you don't want in your body, in your system, just unhealthy in general. Uh, So yeah, I think this video is long enough. I've been ranting about for 20 minutes, but I hope you enjoyed nonetheless, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.